Hello and happy Sunday, dear goddess. Welcome to Super Science Sunday. I am Rochelle Richard, and I guide you into and through finding your power in every moment. And this is one of those big ways that I do that. I myself am very eager to see what this week brings. We have so many things happening. So much shifting, so much coming to the surface and bubbling over. And I know for me, a lot of my 3D shadow aspects are really being amplified. These beliefs that just don't serve me in the sense of keeping me stuck in my old way of being. Are you experiencing the same, perhaps, dear goddess? Huh? Well, as they come up, I'm very called to point this out. This is what growth is. They're not called growing pains for nothing. And right now, we all are experiencing that. And I'm sure in your life, you have come to know plenty of growing pains. But is it not true that you have also then come to know so many lessons, so much wisdom, so much more understanding about yourself and about this experience here? I know I have. Even sitting in this shadow space, I recognize what it is and why it is. Because when you are aware of something, that's when you can change it. That's when you can at least be in your shit and just allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel so you can heal. Those are growing pains. Trust. Right now, this is definitely a big one, isn't it, dear goddess? To surrender and trust that your journey, your twin flame journey, your self-love empowerment journey is exactly where it's supposed to be, that everything is aligned and divine and happening as it's supposed to. Even as my twin and I do this dance of taking a couple little steps and then, reach a pause. Checking to see, perhaps, if the ice ahead is too thin to step. Instead of knowing that it's not ice, it's solid. It's a solid foundation. It's in our own minds that we are walking on eggshells or waiting for the bottom to drop out beneath us. Instead of looking down, it's time to look up. It's time to lift your head up to the sky and know and trust that everything is working out. Everything is exactly as it's supposed to be, no matter how chaotic it may seem. This is the time when we must be going within, dear goddess. We must be going within. We must recognize that this is a true mirror of whether or not we are trusting ourselves. Are we nurturing that trust? Are you empowering yourself to see that you have the power? That you're not going to fall? That you're always being held? You're always being held. It's time to trust in the unknown, in the uncertain. It's time to trust in the unfolding of that which we desire. It's time to sit down and reveal to yourself what this new earth looks like with your beloved. What does that look like? And then you are responsible for cultivating that, the way it feels inside you. What does it feel like? This is definitely something that hit me earlier today as I was laying outside, soaking up some sun, literally just laying in my backyard, soaking up the sun. And it hit me going, wait a minute. Oh my goodness, I am so grateful that he is back in my life. I am so grateful for this and I am so grateful for that. And it's like, wait a minute, how am I going to feel when he and I meet again in person in Goa, as we have wanted for 2 years since we met the first time? I mean, we want to actually meet in Singapore and Thailand and, all sorts of other places, because we do desire to travel the world. But in order to have that union with your twin, dear goddess, you have to come home to union within. And that means you've got to be focusing within. You've got to be allowing yourself to feel what it feels like when you are in union with your twin. When you have manifested what you desire, whatever it is, not just union with your twin, it all applies to whatever it is you desire. Because ultimately, you are your beloved. You are where that love begins, within. And it just flows through you and from you and for you. And yes, to you, when you allow it, when you allow yourself to receive it. And how we allow ourselves to receive what we desire is we've got to allow ourselves to feel what we're going to feel when we have what we desire. To sit here and look at where it's not, that's lack. And as a result, that keeps what we desire at bay. Believe me, I recognize when I am going through, because there's so much right now, this self-love empowerment journey is very much up and down because the energies are chaotic. There's so much going on in the world, and it's easy to get caught up in it. It's so easy to get caught up in it. But it's recognizing that, wait a minute. I am the catalyst here. And I get to choose. I'm the one that is responsible for creating the experience that I am having here by choosing how I am feeling right now, what I'm giving attention to. I would much rather be sitting here daydreaming about what it's going to be like to run into my love's arms after all this is over, than to be giving attention and energy to what's happening. And I confess, dear goddess, I have certainly been doing that, which, how synchronistic. Balance. I know for me, things have been very, very much imbalanced, not feeding that which I desire. How about you, goddess? Have you been feeding, nurturing, giving your focus, attention, and energy to that which you desire? Or are you focused on areas where you do not have power? I'm going to sit here and tell you, I've been focusing on areas where I don't have power, which means I've been feeling powerless. And on those days when I'm in that space, my love does not message me. He does not call me. And on the days when I am feeling good and I am in my power, that's when he'll call. Poof. That's when I get the message. But more so, it's a call. It's a video call or a phone call. You see, dear goddess, I assure you that the only way to come into union with your twin is to come home to union within. And this is how we attract anything that we desire. This is how we manifest anything that we desire. We've got to come into that balance within ourselves. And that means to be looking at any imbalances that we have in our lives. So in what areas, in what ways are you feeling imbalanced? What things are you giving too much attention to that as a result are taking away from that which you do want? Because this is usually how it goes, right? We're giving attention to what we don't want because, oh my goodness, fear. And fear is so big right now. It's so amplified right now. The unknown, the uncertainty, and again, with so much craziness going on, it's so easy to fall into that trap. But that's what it is. It's an ego trap, because ego is rooted in fear. Soul is anchored in love. And you, as a new earth anchor, dear goddess, are here in the name of love. You are the catalyst. That love is in you. That love that you desire to receive from your twin is in you. That love that you desire to receive from the blessings of that which you desire, period, your manifestations, what you want to experience in this world to come, that begins in you. The power is in you. And I assure you, you bring yourself back into you. And because I know there are so many out there who are so worried about finances, and in this lack space, even I have definitely fallen into it a bit, because I've been going through a rebrand and a major, shift in my business, in addition to, again, getting caught up and being in a space of so much imbalance of giving my attention, giving my power away to where I do not have power. I promise you, you shift, everything else shifts. So you shift inside you. You come home, you find that balance inside you. You start to give your attention to the blessings, to the abundance that you already have, to the prosperity that you already have, and you love that. You feel good in that. You be grateful for that, because that is the energy that aligns you with more abundance. Do not think about how this is going to come to you. That is not your job. That is not your place, even. It's not even, that's like a nunya business from the universe, a nunya business. You, what do you want? You, why do you want it? That is where your power is. And then know that it's already yours. It's already here. It's already here. Power is inside you, goddess. It's so important to get out of your own way. And if that means to just be lazy, then just be lazy. Just be lazy. It's okay. Rest, because right now we are on the precipice of the shift itself, of mass awakenings happening. Massive. Because of the things that, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that are beginning to bubble oil over. Literally, it's like a volcano that is very near its eruption point. I assure you. You lead by example. So as all of this chaos is unfolding around you, recognize that there are others looking at you. Because there are so many, and there are going to be so many more who are going to be where you once were when you began your journey of awakening. That very beginning space where you just felt like you were free falling and you were trying to feel your way around in absolute pitch black darkness. You had nowhere to turn, no one, because it was so new. There weren't such an abundance of us out there, of us way showers, to say, come on, sister, don't worry, I've been where you are. I promise it gets better. It gets better. Just understand that it's still going to be these hills and valleys. These hills and valleys. That is the self-love empowerment journey. Because, dear goddess, when you are in a valley space, that simply is the space wherein you have given away your power. And thus you feel powerless. So you are down in this darkness, in this abyss. And that simply means that you are there to look for and find your power. So then you rise to the next mountaintop, and guess what? You see the world from a whole nother vantage point, a whole new perspective, and things are so much clearer than they were the hill before. And you're that much more empowered. You're that much more powerful. You lead. Show others the same. Ooh, ooh. No. Whatever it is, no. Pause. Right now, it is the pause. Right now, it is perfectly, well, I use the word very loosely, but it's perfectly, quote, normal to feel exhausted right now, to feel drained, to feel as though you don't have that motivation. Even I am finding myself in that space. What motivates me is you. I love doing these. I love doing my intuitive clarity sessions. I love serving. I love being in my mission. Being in my mission. Now is not the time to be aggressive with anything, to even be efforting in the sense of do not force it. Do not force it. Because 5D earth energy, new earth energy is about flow. It's about surrender. It's about trust. It's about trust. So just say no, dear goddess, just say no, okay? And be here now. Be in the present moment. Actually practice presence. Be doing that, because especially when you come into union with your twin, and I say this for both of us, dear goddess, are you going to be working all the time, stressing all the time, or are you going to want to be spending beautiful time with him? I don't know about you, but I'm definitely going to want to be spending beautiful time with him. So I'm going to relax and just take this time to be here, to be right here, to be in this plateau area, to be restoring, replenishing, and preparing for what is coming, the inevitable. This is why you're here. This incredible, divine earth mission, your soul purpose. Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? Because right now, your vision, that which you desire, you being in what you want to be creating, you being in that energy, that raises the vibration of the planet. And that's why we're here. To be visualizing and creating this new earth. That's what it is to anchor this new earth energy, is to be in new earth energy, which is to be in love energy, not fear. Even I very clearly see this is very much a reading that I needed to hear myself. Because remember, my love asked me to go to Goa this month. He didn't realize the end of last month that all Indian visas are currently suspended, and I would be not allowed in the country, even though flights are going there. So it was pretty tough punch in the gut. You know, he kind of sometimes lives in his own little bubble sometimes, and I love that. I love that about him. You know, that which we perceive to be reality is an illusion. By way that we can create whatever reality we desire to experience. Things are constantly shifting, and right now we are in the most powerful time of this shift. We are literally in that cocoon where, guess what? You actually get to choose what color your wings are. You actually get to choose what kind of a butterfly you want to be. You get to choose this. What are you creating, dear goddess? Where are you being called to journey to? Perhaps it is even a journey to your back porch. Just sit and be here now. Be present. Meditate. Go within. Because you are a keeper of the earth. You have come here, just as I, on purpose, to be here during the greatest time in all of human history. You have. You are powerful and priceless and so worthy so worthy of this mission that you volunteered for, because only the best, only the most powerful could come for such an intense and important mission here. And you are one of those, especially as my twin flame travelers. When we come into union with our twin, we create something that's exponentially larger than that which we can achieve independently. This is why co-creating is so important. This is why recognizing that you are not here to do it alone. And you are not alone. Exactly right here. Not just your ancient ancestors, but we have our, oh my gosh, we have our Galactic Federation counterparts. We have, our archangels, ascended masters. Right now, planet Earth is the main show. We are the Broadway show. We are the, I'm not a, we are it. We are it right now. All eyes are on us. And they're cheering us on. They're supporting us. So when your voice in your head wants to tell you that what you do doesn't matter, that it's not going to work out, that everything is going down the toilet, it's going to get worse and worse, it's never going to get better. And I say this because my own mind has told me such things. You remind yourself of the powerful goddess that you truly fucking are. And you step into your power and you rise. You recognize that you are the catalyst and you get to create what you desire to experience. So, dear goddess, what does it feel like to be in your manifestation? Whether that's union with your twin, traveling the world. What does that feel like? What does that look like? Spend time. I mean, you are in a pause space, right? Right here. You are in a pause space. Let's just pause. Let's just, again, take this time to get clear on what it is you desire to create. Stop being a victim to circumstance, because it's not really how it works. You are subconsciously creating your experience. If you want to get better, you've got to do better. Well, if you want to do better, well, you've got to be better. You've got to be in a better state of being. That's what being better is about. It's being in a better state of being, rather than down low on the emotional frequency scale in fear and shame and blame and doubt. Rise into love and joy and magic, because that's what you are. And only you stand in the way of any of this. This is the pause. This is the calm before the storm. Okay? This is the pause before all of the pieces of the house that you're building get here. You're preparing, you're resting for it. And in that rest is when we sit and we align ourselves with that which we are creating. Okay, dear goddess, the power is in your hands, I assure you. I am here to support you, to illuminate your path for you in the best way that I know how. As a self-love empowerment coach, an intuitive, a light worker, a fellow twin flame traveler, divine feminine goddess rising into her power. Because we will perpetually be rising more and more and more into our power, realizing how powerful we truly are more and more and more. Because remember, we were taught that we didn't have much power. Well, that Lie detector test determined that was a lie. Because you are powerful as fuck. Yep. Sentence enhancer required. You've just got to allow yourself to see it. So stop feeding and giving your power away to that which you have no power over, that which you cannot control, and instead come back home to now, come back into yourself, find this balance again. Get back into alignment. Come home to you. Come home to union within so you can experience union with your twin. Like I said, it's not perfect. My twin and I have a lot of fucking work that we signed up for in this life, but that's because we knew we could handle it. We knew we could. We've just got to be constantly reminding ourselves of that to offset the nonsense, the lies that we were told that we were not strong enough or good enough or worthy enough, because they were all lies. You are innately abundant. You are innately worthy. There is nothing that takes that away from you. Nothing. That said, dear Goddess, I am here for you. You can book your own intuitive clarity session at empowermentexperiences.com/ICS. I offer 30-minute or 75-minute sessions over Zoom video, so that way you get to keep your replay, and I also send you pictures of your spread, of course, and maybe a bonus, a surprise bonus. We shall see. That said, dear Goddess, thank you so much for catching this video, and I will see you in the next one for Twin Flame Tuesday. That said, go create amazing. The power is in your hands because it has always been inside you. Namaste.